The Basic Elements of Music, Lesson 5, the Treble Clef, presented by SARAHTIM Music Publishing. My name is Stephen Hill, and I hope you will check out the website. And we're on Lesson 5, the Treble Clef. The treble clef, or all the clef signs, are found on the left side of the page, and this is what we're referring to. By adding the clef, we're going to give specific letter names to each line and space. So now we're going to combine the music staff with the music alphabet. And this is one of the worksheets we'll do at the end, and this will deal with just the lines, and this will deal with just the spaces. And it's the higher sounds we're talking about, the instruments that make the higher sounds. So these higher 5 lines will get the treble clef sign. So let's go back and find middle C, and this is the area we're talking about. Okay, treble, the higher sounds. Okay, not the lower sounds down on the left, but kind of from the middle to the right side of the keyboard. And so we're going to talk about middle C first. And middle C is actually just below the 5 lines. Okay. So we know that's middle C. And the note that comes right after it, going to the right, is the letter D. And so D would be placed just to the right of C, or just above C, which brings us to the first line, which is E, because that's the letter that comes after D. So now we know what the first line is called in the treble clef. So you just need to memorize that. The first line is the letter E. Okay, so we're going to start from there and go up, or to the right. So after E will come F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you can see that some of the letters are sitting on lines and some of the letters are sitting in the spaces. So to help us break it down, we're going to separate those. Here are the line notes, okay, and here are the space notes. The line notes and the space notes. Okay. So one of the ways we can memorize the lines is to give it a phrase. A common one has been, "Every good boy does fine." There are many versions. Whichever one you use is fine. I'm just limiting it for this lesson to "every good boy does fine." So the first line is E for every, second line is G for good, third line is B for boy, fourth line is D for does, and the fifth line is F for fine. The spaces simply spell the word face, F-A-C-E, and we always start from the bottom and go up. So there's our worksheet, and the answers are actually at the top of the page there. Every good boy does fine. So looking at number 6, we can see that it's on the second line. Second line is every good, so there's G. 7 is on the third line, every good boy. Okay. And 8 is on line 1, and that's every, so that's E. Now the spaces, we're on number 5, that is on space 3, and space 3 is the letter C for F-A-C in the word face. Number 6, we're on space 4, so that would be the last letter of the word face, F-A-C-E. And now they're mixed up, and I have removed the lines and spaces references. So let's see what you remember. Just drill, drill, drill until you can do it very quickly. So the second space is A, second line is G, every good. And our next lesson, lesson 6, will be on the bass clef. And again, please check out the website and listen to some of the music. Here is a video on drawing the treble clef.
With computers and notation software, we don't do much with manuscript, but let's see if I can help you draw some treble clefs here. Start with a straight line down. Keep this in mind. The middle point is that third line. And that's where you're going to cross. So you start to the right, cross the middle line, and then curve around G. Some start at the bottom and go up, and then back around. Some are just real quick. But that's close enough. So you can practice drawing some treble clefs. And it turns out pretty well. You can even turn it into a duck. Okay, so there's some treble clefs. Straight line down. Remember that middle point. Curve around. So the curve is here on the line G. This is also known as the G clef.